overview, landscape, the process related informations, whether the processes on our family members are correctly running or not. So we need to check what is the memory CPU utilization. We need to check. So apart from that, parameter changes. Suppose you want to change something in the HANA database. So how to change the parameters? So all these things, so we have checked it out, right? All these things we have checked that one. So let me reset. Suppose in any case, if you get this type of issues, right? Secure storage is locked. Okay. Then go to same. So in any case, if you face this type of issues, so what you have to do, go to the preferences here. So general, okay, in the general security, okay, you got it right. General security here. So now perspectives, secure storage, right? Then clear the passwords. Just you can clear the passwords. That's it, right? Delete. Clear the password. Delete. Right. So now you see. Right. See now, so this is it's not required actually, the password, protecting the password, but somehow it got locked. So I reset it. So in any case, in your case also, it is occurring the same. What you can do, you can just reset. You can just reset by going to Windows, and sometimes it may occur, right? Then in that case, you have to do this one, right? So they have to do this one. So I think HANA got a good status due to the high memory utilization, maybe multiple databases installed. So let me try to reboot. Okay. So in studio process, so almost what we have to do in the check in the HANA means all these seven HANA core 7 process would be up and running. It's an active status, right? And also here the main thing we have to check is the index server, the father of the database, right? So it's the main one. We have to check it out, index server. So index server is the main process. It will store the all the data, all the calculations, all the engines are available here. So here in the index server, so we have the OLAP, online transaction processing, OLTP, and some other engines are also available to store the data, to convert the data here. So right, OLTP means online transactional processing, means real-time transactions. AP means analytical processing, like historical data available in. So in one HANA system, there is a one advantage is called the, we can at a time we can store the historical data and analytical data, we can store it in one HANA systems. So that is the main thing of the HANA database. That is the main thing of the HANA database here, right? That is the main thing. This one. I wrongly started the one more post. Okay, so that is the advantage. On fly also we can make the business decisions and everything here, right? So that is the one. Today we'll complete the remaining. Today we will complete the remaining HANA Studio tabs. We will complete it, and also the tracing as part of today's class. we will discuss about the how to activate the trace, how to disable the trace. So, and also stop and start, we already discussed it, right? HDB stop, HDB start. So, few other topics we will discuss for today. Okay. So, let's see whether the VM is up or not. Yes, I think VM is up. Now go back here, go back here, just click on restart the session. The session is available here, right? The session is available. When you click on the HANA database also should be up. So because we selected as a automatic, so that so it will be up. Once the OS is restarted, the HANA database also will be up here. If not, you need to switch to the HDB ADM, then just type the HDB space info. Then we check whether the database is coming up or not. See here, database is not coming up here, right? Database is not coming up here. So, database is not coming up. Only one process is up. That is called the name server. Only one process is up here. That is called the name server, right? So this is the name server. Name server will holds the topology related information. Name server to holds the topology related information. So index server, all the data will resides index server. So remaining process will help to the index server to process the things and everything. Now see, it's automatic getting restarted. It automatic restarting, right? Here what we need is, we need some patience. As soon as OS is started, we need some patience so that it will be started, right? So that is the main thing here, right? Let me log in here, right? See here, database is connected now, right? So all the process got started here, right? Name server, compile server, preprocessor, access engine. So where is web dispatcher? So web dispatcher is not started here. Okay, let me check whether web dispatcher, what happened with the web dispatcher here. The web dispatcher is available here in the system DB, right? System DB, that is available here in the system DB, right? Maybe just if you wait for some time, that web dispatcher also will come to the online status. So the web dispatcher also will come to the online status. Just now, HANA system got up, right? So it takes some time to load the data into main memory. So main memory, as soon as HANA started, you will see memory got piling up. Memory got piling up already. The 13 GB memory got filled up already, right? This is what will happen when you see HANA database starting time, right? That is the main thing here. So you can also use the OS level ps-ef grep-i. So grep command. So grep means filter command. So then if you type HDB, you will see how many databases are active in the system. Almost all databases are active as soon as you done the restart here. See here, S4H related database and HDB related database, S4D related database, and HUD related database. Many databases are there here. So all are active here. All are active here, right? So you can see here. So services, you can see here why the services are not starting. So it's starting or stopped status. Maybe due to some issues here. Or someone so changed the some parameters maybe. So which says that so web dispatcher got stopped status. Maybe try to start the missing service from your side, also start the missing service here, right? So that will also will start it here. Not starting, then definitely there is a some changes are happened in the systems, so which caused the this process is unable to start it. This process unable to start it here. That may be the reason here, right? That is the major reason here. So okay, let's not a problem. Maybe we will wait for some time. That will come to online status, right? Which means active status. You process still starting status. You are one is stopped and few already started here, right? So just wait for some time. Okay, just wait for some time. And also the CPU utilization is very high CPU utilization here. I think you can see the tenant also started now. The tenant also started now. So, but yeah. So we discussed up to the system information, configurations, values. Values means your file system status and everything. So you always no need to log into the operating system level, check the your file system levels also. Why? Because this file system also very important here. This file system also very important here. If this file system is got full slash in a data log, then you will be in the trouble. System is in the trouble status. So this file system also we need to check in the systems here, right? So file system also we need to check. See here, web dispatcher started here. Web dispatcher started here. Just refresh. Then you see the web dispatcher also started now. So everything is green. So as I mentioned here, just we need some patience, right? But you can see here high CPU utilization. CPUs are very using highly. Why? Because at a time all the systems are started, right? All like 4 or 5 databases are started, which means so obviously CPUs will cry during this time, right? So once settled down, all the services are settled down in the system, then it will come back to the previous status. Means it's normal status, right? So it is all are started at the same time, all are running at the same time, all the data is loading in the same time now. So that is the reason all CPUs are getting supported here. So here also you can see here, if you go to the top command OS level, you see the process related here. How many process are running here? See here, multiple process are running at the same time here. So here CPU utilization, you can see top CPU utilizations here. If you take the top CPU, here you see index servers, all index servers are taking longer duration. All index servers are taking longer duration here. All index servers are taking longer duration here. So see here CPU count, how much percentage of CPUs are using here. So what is the memory utilization here? So all the information you can see it from the which user means HSID, ADM. So what is the process ID? So all the information here we can see here, right? All the information we can see it here. This way we can find out CPU related issues. If any CPU issues, so high CPU issues, so then we can find out the here, right? Slowly it is going down. Slowly it is going down here, right? So all the process here. Here you can see CPUs, how many CPUs are running and all the information, it will be displayed here, right? So then also OS level, if you type ls CPU, then you will come to know how many CPUs are allocated. 4 CPUs are allocated, right? 0 to 3 count. Each CPU, one thread, one core, right? Four, four cores, 4 CPUs, 4 cores, one thread. Each thread, one core. Ours is the Intel, right? Intel Xenon CPUs. Ours is the Intel Xenon CPUs, right? This is the main important here. Our Numa model is this is the one, right? So this is the CPU architecture, CPU related information we can find out using the ls CPU command, right? So ls CPU command we can find out here. Then free -G for the memory. That's why OS level. Some commands you should be aware. Some commands you should know here in the OS level, right? So that is the main thing here. So let's start. So configuration, we know parameter changes are everything, and also volumes tab, performance tab. If any performance issues, we can check it out here. Other than we have the diagnosis files. So diagnosis files means log files. Log files. Log files means, so suppose system in the system performance is not good, system having some issues, right? Some users are saying that the data is not loading into the database level. So they will ask multiple questions, they may raise it. In that case, you need to check the why it is not loading, why it is not happening, right? All these things you need to check it out. So here, what you have to do, you need to, right? What you have to do, you need to click the any one of the log. Why? Because why we only seeing the access engine index server related log files here, log files, right? So log files. Why? Because this is the tenant DB. That is the reason these two are available here. These two related logs here, we can see it here, right? Access engine, index server, save blocked transactions, and also the execute statements. All these things we can see it here. All these things we can see it here, right? What are the statements are executing, how the data is loading. So data will load in the form of SQL statements, right? So what exactly you entered, all the information it will be, so this it will be tracked, right? So what data is loading, all information will be tracked and it will be recorded in the form of the traces, right? That is called the diagnosis files. Suppose if we are in the sick or something is happened, when we visit the hospital doctor, then doctor immediately he will not prescribe or immediately will not do the, so that one, right? So then immediately he will check it out first of all. So he will ask us to get the diagnosis information by taking the scanning or some blood test reports or everything. So based upon that report, that log, he will review and he will write the prescription or he will suggest something to us, right? Same as like here. So here, without you checking the logs, without checking the logs, how can we prove it? Is the issue with the index server or issue with this one? How can we prove it? So verbally we can say some issues with the, but the always the people require the proofs, right? Without proofs, how can we trust, right? That is the main thing here. So that is the main thing. And also here you can observe it here, what's happening in the systems and everything here. So you can just filter the logs here and see what is happening in the system, right? And also the, you can see there is a one error invalid address. So this is the one of the invalid address, right? In the email configuration, in the email configuration tab, in the alerts configuration tab, so we given the wrong details. All are the wrong details here, but that is the wrong we know, but how the system knows means index server knows here everything, right? That is what exception sending the error message. So always this error is getting populated in the systems, which means something is wrong here, right? Only this error is getting populated. Then one more thing is the network access, something network related errors here. So all are same, all are related to the same error messages, all are related to the same error messages. We can see it here, right? You can see it here, all are the same here. Okay, so this is the dumps, messages, logs, everything we can see it here. Doctor also will do the same, right? Same also we can see it here. Then we will write it to the, so we will do the some write up to the customer. So something is happened and everything. It kind of RCA, root cause analysis. It kind of root cause analysis we will provide to the, so customers here or your management here. So here name server, daemon, so preprocessor, web dispatcher, name server, all the log files are available. Filter it out, just click on the modify latest timestamp log files here. Then just click on the, so open the any one of the file here. Then you will come to know what's happening with the your server. Are there any logs are displaying or not here? So all the clear information you will get to know here. All the clear information you will come to know here, right? You can see here. So there is a unsupported format file systems, ext4, okay, which means the file system format is unsupported. For this version, this is the unsupported file system version here. So which means we need to create again and we need to work it on the file system types here, right? This is the log files we are getting here, right? So that is the, so log files, diagnosis files. Suppose if you ask me, sir, not all the logs will be collected, right? All the default log files will be collected. In case I want to more logs here, system performance logs, SQL logs, some other logs are required. Then go to the trace configuration here, right? Here by default, database trace is on. You want some one user specific trace only. You want some SQL trace. You want some performance trace. Suppose you want one user specific trace. Just click on the OK button. Anyway, that is same, but better to configure in the tenant DB. System DB, there is no data, right? Configure it here in the tenant DB. So here in the user specific trace, full the user trace. Which user you want to configure? Suppose Ravi user. Ravi user, I want to configure. Why? Because every day this Ravi user is getting logged or something is happening. What is the database user? Maybe I can give the Ravi. If the Ravi is there, Ravi user will be tracked. What is the application user? It is logged in here. So he is logged in with the Ravi user also. Application also is logged in with the Ravi user here. Then click on the next button. So finish. So that the trace, the trace will be active for the Ravi user here. So if the whatever from now onwards, the after the ending, the whatever the user wants, like Ravi user do something in the changes in the that related space, that is related trace file will be opened here. That related trace will be opened here. If you want, you can open here and see here what's happening in the systems and everything. You can observe it here, right? So that is the main thing here. You can just check it out here whether it's recorded or not. Nothing is there here. Right? So it's not recorded or because there is no users with that user and everything, right? Just configured something like this, right? We configure the system trace, system will be generated here. So SQL trace. So if you have some issues with the your SQL statement, some SQL statements is running from long time, but we should know more details. Then just to enable the trace concept here, then click on the trace for all users, then click on the finish button, then you see the trace is active here. From now onwards, if anyone do anything in the system, all SQL statements will be recorded. All the SQL trace, see here, SQL trace here. All the SQL trace will be recorded. Whatever you execute, whatever you do, all will be executing, right? Schema, system, all the statements. So log file size is very huge in this case. So for troubleshooting purpose, 1 or 2 hours we can enable it. But if you keep on enabling the all the time here, then what will happen? Your file system will go. Your file system will go without any issue. So like without space, without free space, the file system will be occupied, right, with the data. So that is the trace configurations. So sometimes you may have to activate the performance trace also. System performance is very bad. So then you need to activate it to collect the traces. Then you can just activate the trace that will be collected. So you may have to activate the plant trace, whatever the traces, end-to-end traces, you want to activate it. So because the existing logs are not sufficient, only default information is tracking. It's not sufficient to check and to prove what is happening in our system here. So in this case, what we have to do, we need to go to the trace configuration. In the trace configuration, we have to enable the trace here. In the trace configuration, we have to enable the trace here in the trace configuration. That is the main thing here to collect the logs. Again, after your collection, that logs will be available here. Then you can find out what causing the issue in the system and everything. Now or later also, you can find out the root cause here. That is the main thing we have to perform in the trace configuration, right? So that is the trace configuration diagnosis files. So just to give the overview, we started with the overview tab. Then here in the, in the overview tab here, we can see CPU utilization is slowly coming down. Then here all the services status, usage of the service and versions, and also HANA memory status, resident memory, so disk usage, slash HANA data, list of file systems and their free spaces, and landscape tab, all the information, all the process related information here in the landscape tab. So all the process related information in the landscape tab, we can see it here. right? In the alerts tab, we can see the alerts, critical alerts, system alerts, high CPU consumption. So, right? Previously, we had very high CPU consumption. So one alert got generated, right? That is the major thing here. Then performance tab. In the performance tab is very important here. You can track what are the user sessions, all are initiated here. So which user, what is being executing, all the information we can find out from the in the performance tab here, right? So that is the main thing we need to check it out here in the performance tab here, right? So volumes tab means volume, data volume and the log volumes. We will call it as the volumes, right? Data and the log here. So only why we call it as the only do means the yes, database level, one copy of data will store into the main memory. Then one more copy of data it will store into the, so your customer or your friend, sorry. So one copy of data here it will store into the main memory. One copy of data it will store into the slash na data and slash na log folder, right? So that is the main thing here, right? And also configuration tab. So suppose in the default in your system, if you want to do some changes, if you want to do some changes, so system default configuration. Why? Because during the installation, you will get the default configuration. So you want to perform the default configuration changes here. Then you need to go to the configuration tab. You need to change it here. Then system information. By default, SQL statements are defined here, predefined SQL statements. If you need anything here in the system, that will be displayed here. The data will be displayed here. Then what next? We have the diagnosis files. So diagnosis files here. In the diagnosis files, say whatever the log files, trace files. So each process, there is a trace file. Index server dot trace file. Name server dot trace file. So all the informations are available here, right? So here you can see only access index server. So why? Because this is related to the access and index server. This is the tenant database. That's why these two are here. The remaining five are there in the system DB database, right? So this is the trace configuration. If you want to, sometimes SAP may ask you to collect the runtime trace, collect the traces. Just go to the diagnosis information, collect the traces in the zip format from which date to which date, 24th to 30 date, then collect it, then inform to the your SAP support person. So if you want to delete the traces, just select it and delete it, right? So that is merge the diagnosis files. If you want to merge all the files last 24 hours, or you can also choose the last 48 hours. You can also choose the information. Then suppose I want to track it here. Last 2 days information, everything should be merged here. Then all the diagnosis files are getting merged here. So here all are got merged in the systems here. So that here you can see what is the error here, right? This should be expanded. So then you will see the error here, what is happening here. Same CPU ID, CPUs and all the information here, right? Error sending the email alert related to the iCPU related emails. It's trying to send it, but it's not available, right? So like that, it's sending the errors, email alerts only, the wrong configuration, which we did it here. So that is the delete configuration, merge diagnosis files and diagnosis information. So these are all the things we can see in the HANA Studio, right? So the coming to the next part, is it clear for everyone? Have you guys are started practicing the HANA Studio administration, adding the systems and everything, or still you are doing the installations?
Hi Ravi, it's me Arun. Yeah, I started installation today, and so I need 1 or 2 days to practice on that set.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, you can practice it whenever you want. You can practice it, but
uh,
so meanwhile you can concentrate on the this studio
yeah,
tabs also. This is
yeah,
the
sure, definitely. I had some issue today. Went through some issues, so I'm trying to figure it out those things. I let you know if I could not able to figure it out. You need to jump in. Okay.
yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Just ping me so that
Yeah,
we'll both connect
yeah,
it and figure it out.
yeah. Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Yeah. So, any others? Others, are you guys okay? Are you guys are configured, added the entries? I hope you have already done it, I guess, right? So, yeah. So, if it is okay, then let me explain one more topic, small topic. I will take it for today. Okay. So, licensing part here. HANA licensing. So, shall I explain or will you guys practice?
Go ahead, Ravi.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. So, HANA licensing part here. So HANA licensing, why? Because it's not the free of softwares here, right? HANA softwares are not free of softwares. You have to use for your business you are using. So what about the licensing for that one? So what about the licensing for HANA databases here? So what about the licensing here? So HANA, when you are using for HANA database, so definitely you need to pay the amount to the SAP, right? So what about that amount here? How we have to pay it here, right? So how you have to pay it means it's not like that Google Pay or Phone Pay or it's like credit card or debit cards. So means what basis we have to pay the licensing amount to the customer here. So here HANA licensing is based upon the in memory concept. In memory concept. Suppose if you have the 2 TB memory RAM memory, you want to use 2 TB, then you have to pay for the amount for the 2 TB only. So which means how it's based upon the main memory which is storing into the data is storing into the main memory here. So if you purchase, if you have the 2 TB RAM, if you purchase only 1 TB, then the 1 TB limit is reached, then what will happen? So HANA will be stopped status. HANA will be locked from the operations. So the HANA memory is based upon the main memory. That word you have to remember, in memory. So HANA, how much memory you want to use it, you can use it, that much of memory. So, but that much of licensing, you have to purchase it out. So based upon the quantity, quantity means how much amount of GBs, how much GBs of RAM memory you want to use it. So that much of GB you need to purchase, then you need to apply it here. So in the HANA licensing part, we have the two types of licensing are there here in the HANA. So one is the right. So enforced, right? Enforced license. The second one is called the unenforced, unenforced here, enforced and unenforced here. So what is mean by enforced here? Enforced means so it kind of free license, free defined like free SIMs, right? Normally we have the prepaid and postpaid SIMs are there, right? Same kind of concept of here in the pre concepts here, right? So enforced and unenforced here. So here same kind of concept here. So enforced means it's a limited one, limited license. So if you purchase the licensing limit for that 20 GB, then you have to use for the 20 GB only. If that is crossed, if that is crossed, then your HANA system will be locked from the operations. HANA will be locked from the operations here. So that is the prepaid. Suppose you have the prepaid SIM is there, you have the prepaid pack 39 rupees, you have recharge, sorry, 50 rupees you recharge, then you got the 39 rupees balance, you got it, right? So 39 rupees balance you get it. So in the 39 rupees, either you want to use fully or you want to use the you want to use the so you want to use the like at the same time you want to end up you want to use that license or you want to use it 1 hour 1 year, so that is your wish. But if that limit is over the 39 that limit is over, the 39 rupees limit is over, then your calls will be stopped working, right? The same concept here, the same concept here in the HANA licensing part here we have. So these are the permanent license, these are the permanent license here, right? So these are the permanent, these are the license are the permanent license here. In the permanent license we have the so two types permanent license, we have the two types, one is the enforced and unenforced here. Enforced one means it's a limited one, it's a limited, The limit is over. So limit, if the limit is over, then then system will be locked. System will be locked for operations. So unenforced means it's a unlimited. It's a unlimited. It's unlimited here. So which means, so it's unlimited. The postpaid unlimited. Unlimited means it kind of your postpaid mobile, postpaid SIM. So you can use it how much you want to use it, you can use it. There is no limitations, nothing. So, right, this is the unlimited, even though there is no limit, first of all, which means unlimited. So that if the system, if the 2 GB RAM, sorry, 200 GB RAM, then you can use up to 200 GB RAM also, you can use it. That is called the unenforced, unenforced license. That is called the unlimited one. This is the limited one. So, but as soon as you install the HANA system, there is a temporary license will be installed. Temporary license will be installed. The temporary license is valid. The temp license is valid only 90 days here. 90 days. Within this 90 days period, you need to renewal the, your, so you need to get the new permanent license, you need to get it out. Sir, I have installed the HANA database. Then I have installed the HANA database. Then the person, the guy who installed the HANA database, he left. And also there is no alert configuration also, you have not configured to get the license reminders. So then he forgot it, what will happen? Then immediately the HANA system will be locked from the operations, which means HANA will not accept any data, which means HANA is not accepting the data means, so here, so no one, applications also, it won't connect to the database. Applications also, it won't accept any data. Then none of the transactions will not happen here, right? So that's what that we will have. That is happens when HANA licensing limit is over, right? Or your temporary license limit is over. So within this 90 days period, you need to request the permanent license. In the service marketplace, you need to request the permanent license. You need to request it, right? That is what we have to request it in the systems, right? Sir, even my permanent license also expired. Expiration means each license there is a 1 or 2 years license, right? After 1 year, again you need to renew the license. Some license are permanent, some license are so enforced, which means the temporary only. In that case, so if the once you apply the temporary license, first you have to apply it. That will come as part of the installation. Then after that, you need to apply the permanent license. Permanent license. So that is the final one. Even though permanent license you have not applied, that is also expired means again you will get the, so 30 days license again, 1 month license, not the 30 days, 28 days license you will get here again. License you will get again. Not again temporary license, you won't get 90 days here. So 28 days, maybe I can write it like temp license. Temp license you will get here, right? Temp license you will get again, 28 days temporary license you will get here, right? That is the main thing of the temporary license and the permanent license here. Temp 90 days is available. Again, after 90 days, your temp license will be, so in the 90 days, you need to request the permanent license. Even though the permanent license is expired, you will get the 28 days temporary license here. If that is also expired, then system will be locked from the operations. System will be locked, means your business will be down here, right? The basically the business will be down here in the here.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
In permanent license, we have a default date 01/12 9999.
Double line. Yes, right. So if you
That,
take
that,
the
that
unlimited, unlimited means if you take the unlimited, that is fine. If you take the enforced, enforced means
uh
that has the limit actually. That has the limit. Some limitations is there. So 1 year, 2 years, some limitations are there. So which
here
means,
my
yeah.
uh, here my scenario is what happened. Actually, that is permanent license.
Okay.
Permanent license also got expired, sir.
Permanent license expires. Permanent license also we have the two types, right? Which type of license we have in the permanent license? Is it enforced or unenforced?
This is no idea, but we have expiry date is 01/12/9999.
Double line double lines means it's end of the world, right? It's like unenforced only. It won't
But
expire. It won't
but
expire.
it no sir. Last time it is happened.
Oh, is it?
Yes sir. That's why
Expired means you applied the new license or after the refresh you applied. What happened
no
exactly?
not refresh. Refresh is already 6 months back. It is completed.
Okay.
Okay. Suddenly, actual date is 01/12/9999.
Okay.
But license is expired.
Oh.
How it is happened? My manager also don't know what is happened.
Yeah, it's strange. Even the
Yes, yes.
limit is set like, so where can we apply the license means if we go to the system DB and the properties in the properties file, so go to the license here. We go to the license, you will come to know here what type of license you have applied, just temporary license. Maybe permanent license, the expiration date is if you set something like that, so that is fine. Okay, expiration date is set, that is the reason. So you have this is applied. But for your case, the expiration date is set like December 12th, like December 31st and 99999, which means there is no expiry for that one. Even though that got expired means even any hardware key got changed. Sometimes hardware key may change it. If the hardware key is changed, so this type of issues may occur sometimes. Hardware key that we need to check it out. Hardware key will change or not. Okay, maybe something is happened. We need to check the logs only. What happened in the systems or not, right? So this way here we have to just install the license. Then you will get the one file here, one text file here. Just click on the OK button. Then that license will be installed here. That license will be installed. So we have only temporary license, temp license that is valid here 3 months here. 3 months means so 90 days here. That is valid 90 days here. 3 months and 90 days that is valid here. That is the license apply here. Okay, you want to apply the license here, you need to apply the license here. Right? So any questions? Small topic. Any questions on this topic here? Very simple topic actually. Temporary, permanent license. Temporary 90 days valid. It's after the 90 days, within this 90 days only, either you need to apply the permanent license. Even permanent license also once expires, it will apply the 30 days, right? Again, 28 days, it will apply the temporary license. Even this is not happened for you, right?
Yes, sir. This is also not happened in
Oh,
not HANA system, that is in our network system.
oh, SAP system you are talking about.
Yes, yes, sir. That is the
Oh,
Fury system. Fury system.
okay. It's not the database we are talking now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is the
Oh,
not correct.
okay. That is
Happened, sir.
Hi, Ravindra.
yes.
Same like you apply license after installation is HANA database, correct?
Right.
Same. Go to service marketplace, download and apply here.
Right. That is same. Normally, how we will apply same service marketplace in the S license we applied right in SAP level. Same as like
Okay.
here, go to the service marketplace, then keys there, just download and apply the license here. Let me show you here. So how to do that one? How to download and apply it here.